Hi, my name is Christina Wester, and this is Level Up. Okay. Level Up combines ancient healing techniques and our modern understanding of brain hemisphere science. So if you'd like to know more about how and why Level Up works, you can watch the Intro to Level Up video on the Radiant Living YouTube channel. And be sure and hit subscribe as well so that you'll be notified of new Level Up episodes as we post them. So one of the most common limits that we have to living the lives that we want to live is that most of us have bought into a commonly held cultural belief about the finite nature of our physical existence. So this pretty strongly held belief is actually counter to the reality of the abundance of the universe. We know now that the universe is infinite in its abundance, and we see that abundance in nature as well. So it doesn't take much to just look at the bounty of nature to begin to understand and experience the abundance that we can access at any time. One example in nature is a seed, like an apple seed can grow into an entire tree full of apples, full of seeds that can grow into an infinite number of trees and apples and more seeds, and it just the abundance grows exponentially. So today we're going to clear the limits that we have that come from that belief in the finite nature of our physical existence and tap into more supportive beliefs about the abundance that's available to us at all times. So you just want to be wearing some stretchy, comfortable clothes, have a space on the floor. If you have a limited range of motion, you can get a chair, and I'll be showing you some modifications that if you can't sit on the floor, you can do some of these poses sitting in a chair. And let's just get ready to clear some limits. Okay, so for the first limit clearing process, ideally you can sit on the floor in a cross-legged position, but if that's too uncomfortable for you, you can sit in a chair and then just bring one leg up, and then you're going to interlace your fingers, and you can fold forward with your elbows on your legs, or if you can go further, just bring your body as far forward as you can until you feel a stretch through the hips. Wherever you start to feel the stretch, just that can be your spot where you stop, and then we'll say the mantra there. So if you're going to sit on the floor, you're going to come into an easy cross-legged pose, or you can make it a little bit more challenging if you want a little bit more of a stretch. So we're going to have the right leg on top first, and then you're going to interlace the fingers. Pay attention to whichever way you do it. Right now my left thumb and finger are on top. So when we do it on the other side, you're just going to make sure and do the opposite interlace of the fingers. So just walk the hands out, interlace the fingers however far you can go, and then you're just going to drop the head down. And we're going to say the mantra while we're in that pose. I'm going to turn a little bit so that you can see me. So come into whatever cross-legged position feels comfortable to you, whether it's in your chair or on the floor, and then walk the hands out. So we're just relaxing forward into a stretch here. And the statement is, I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. So I'm going to say that 3 times out loud while you say it silently to yourself. So I'll inhale, say the statement, finish the exhale. Inhale, say the statement, finish the exhale. You just say it silently to yourself while I say it out loud, and then we'll switch, and I'll say it silently to myself as you say it out loud at home. All right, so come into that pose, interlace the fingers, relax the head down, just let the head hang. Inhale, I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. So now breathe, inhale first, and you say it out loud. And then just slowly walk your hands to come back up to seated. Okay, so now let's do the other side. So we'll have the left leg in front or on top, and then opposite interlace of the fingers, so whichever way feels weird this time. Walk the hands out, interlace the fingers, fold forward, and then say it silently to yourself 3 times while I say it, and then we'll switch. So inhale. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. So now your turn. And then just slowly walk your hands back up. And then to finish the process, we're just going to bring the feet together, soles of the feet together into cobbler's pose, and then just bring the hands into prayer position. Lift up the spine, lift up the heart. And we're going to say it silently to ourselves one more time. I release thoughts and feelings of lack and limitation. So breathe as you say it. All right. Okay, for the next limit clearing process, we're going to use the same cross-legged pose. So if you're in your chair, you'll just bring your leg, and then hand can go on the knee, and then we're going to, your elbow can go down onto the thigh to rest on the thigh, and then just stretch through. You just want to drop that hip and really stretch through that side of the body. So if you're on the floor, if your right leg is in front, then we'll just go to the right. And you just slide your arm out, and if the elbow can come to the floor, that's great. If not, you just get into that stretch as deeply as you can. And the statement is, I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. So I'll say it 3 times while you say it silently to yourself. So inhale. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. Okay, and so now it's time for you to say it out loud, and I'll just breathe. Say it silently to myself. And then we'll switch to the other side. So switch the cross of the legs. Arm goes down onto the floor, or if you're in your chair, it'll just rest on the leg. Inhale and stretch that arm. Walk that hand out as far as you can. So I'll say it out loud while you say it silently to yourself. So inhale. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. So now your turn. Inhale before you say it out loud. And then we'll come back to the center. Bring the feet, palms of the feet, soles of the feet together, and then we'll bring the hands to prayer pose, and you're just going to say it silently to yourself as you reach up and back. So just a slight arch in the back. I easily shift my focus from lack to abundance. Okay, for the next limit clearing process, we're going to use a pose from yoga called bridge. And so you want to bring your hands back behind you, and the bridge pose is lifting the hips, and the head will come back, and you just want about a 90-degree angle in the knees, and then also, if you can, get a 90-degree angle from the shoulders to the body. If you can't lift the bottom all the way up, you can just lift it up a little bit, just let your head hang back. And then, so for each side, we're going to be crossing. You can either cross the ankles and come up into your bridge like this, or if you want a little more intense pose here, really move that energy, you can cross the knees over and then bring that up. And also, if this hurts your wrists too much, you can just make a fist and come up that way. Or if you have a dumbbell, you can hold on to the dumbbell and just push up that way. And if this is an intense enough pose, if you're just getting enough stretch in your shoulders and your wrists here, just lifting your heart, you don't even have to bring your bottom off the floor. So whatever feels right to you, you'll get into your pose, and the statement is, the source of all life is infinite. So let's get into the pose however deeply you want to get into it. Cross those ankles or cross the knees. And I'll say it out loud as you say it silently to yourself. So inhale first. The source of all life is infinite. The source of all life is infinite. The source of all life is infinite. So now you say it out loud. Inhale first. And come on down. And just straighten those legs if you need to wiggle out any tension from that pose. Do that, and then we'll change sides. So same thing, or it might be different. If last time you did the knee but you can't do the knee this time, just do the ankles. You just need to have something crossed on your legs. All right, so get into your pose however deeply feels right for you. Inhale and say it silently to yourself as I say it out loud. The source of all life is infinite. The source of all life is infinite. The source of all life is infinite. So now it's your turn to say it out loud. And rest down for a minute. Shake it out. And then for the last part, we'll just do it in the center. So we're just going to do regular old bridge with feet about hip width distance apart. Get into the pose however deeply you want to do it, and then say it silently to yourself. So inhale. The source of all life is infinite. Okay, so for our next limit clearing process, we're going to be using a squat. And a squat is one of the most healing positions you can get in for lower back pain, to heal the lower back. So if you have a limited range of motion and you can't squat down all the way, you can use the back of a chair. So just take your legs into a pretty wide stance, and then just come down as low as you can. And you can lean your elbows on the chair like this. If you can come down lower, you can use the chair, like this. Just come as low down into the squat as you can. And then while you're in your squat, we're going to cross the wrists and then bring the palms together and interlace the fingers. So you can just rest them on the chair like that. If you can't interlace the fingers, you can just have the wrists crossed and just hold on to the chair like that. So if you want to squat on the floor, you can just get into that squat any way that works for you. You can come from forward here and then go back into it. Bring your bottom down, or you can come from the back and then walk your hands forward to get into the squat. And it's okay if your heels don't come down to the floor, whatever, however deeply into the squat you can get. And then we're going to cross the wrists and interlace the fingers. So if this is enough for you, you can just stay here. Well, if this is enough for you, you can stay here. You can be here or you can be here. And I like this because the elbows can kind of press up against the knees. Because you really want to think about dropping the tailbone down toward the floor and lengthening the spine. So we have a tendency to kind of like round the back when we're in these squats. And you want to think about lengthening the spine and straightening the spine out, kind of lifting the heart if you can while you're in this pose. So the statement is, I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. So get into your pose, interlace the fingers. Just pay attention if you're doing right or left arm on top there. So I'm going to say it out loud 3 times. You say it silently to yourself while I say it out loud. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. So now you say it out loud. And then just come out of that. You can rest in child's pose if you'd like. You can just shake out the hips, whatever feels good. Just come out of that pose for a minute and rest before we get ready for the other side. So when you're ready for the other side, come into your squat. And then just make sure and cross the wrists the opposite way that you did last time. You can stay here if it's too hard to twist. Whatever works for you. So I'll say it out loud 3 times while you say it silently to yourself. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. Now it's your turn. Remember to inhale. Now if you need to rest for a minute before we do the last little bit, you can. Otherwise you can just bring your hands into prayer pose, press the elbows against the knees, and just say it one more time silently to yourself. I easily harmonize with the vast abundance of nature. Okay, so for the next limit clearing process, we're going to do a little bit of a twist. Seated on the floor with the legs in a V shape. If you can't sit on the floor, you can just kind of bring your legs out a little bit in your chair, and then you can come forward and put that opposite hand on the opposite knee to twist a little bit that way. If you want a little deeper stretch, you can come to the edge of your chair, extend the legs out, and then just bring the hand down as far down the leg as you can go, and then turn. You can use your hand on the back of the chair to help get get your heart around to the side. So that's the modification. And then if you're going to sit on the floor, you just want to bring the legs out. They don't have to be super far out. You just want a little bit of a V here. And then opposite hand. And the other hand can go on the floor to help give you a little bit of leverage to get into the twist. Or you can bring that arm up and back. Or it can go on your back, whatever feels good there. So I'll just turn to the side so that I can look at you while we do the pose. So the statement is, I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. So come into the pose as deeply as you can. To really turn the heart, if you can, toward that leg. I'll say it 3 times out loud while you say it silently, and then we'll switch. So inhale. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. And now you say it out loud while I breathe. And we'll switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Come as deeply into the stretch as you can. Might be different on this side, and that's okay. So I'll say it out loud first. Inhale. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. So now it's your turn. Remember to inhale first. And then for the end, we'll just bring the hands into prayer position, reach up, say it one more time silently to yourself. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that align with infinite abundance. Okay, our next pose, we're going to use a variation of eagle pose from yoga, and so it's a balancing pose, and we'll start with the right leg. We'll cross. So you can if you need help with the balance, you can always bring a chair nearby and hold on to a chair, or you can put down your foot here. If you want a little bit deeper or a little more challenging balance, you can pick the leg up, and if you want the most challenging, then you bend that supporting leg and you bring the other foot around. And then at the same time, so since our left leg is down, we'll put the left arm in front, and then the right arm is going to come underneath. So you really want to stretch, the idea is to get a stretch through the shoulders and the upper back and the heart space. So you bring that arm, and if it won't go all the way around for the palms to go together, just do whatever works. If you can't do that, then just cross the arms as much as you can. And then we'll do both sides, and then the last part will be kind of a heart lifting, heart opening in the front of the heart space. And you can either just put the hands on the back like this, or if you can go into a reverse prayer pose. You just want to be bringing the elbows back so that you're really lifting the heart. So, the statement is, I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. So let's get into the pose, however you need, whatever kind of support you need. And then do the arms. I'm going to turn a little bit. So I'll say it 3 times out loud while you say it silently to yourself. Inhale. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. Really bring that breath into the upper body. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. And now 3 times, or I'll be silent while you say it out loud. Remember to inhale first. And slowly untwist to come out, and we'll do the other side. So shake out whatever tension might have been created during that pose. And then we'll stand on the right leg, and right arm will go in front. So get the feet wherever they need to go. If you need more support on this side, that's fine. And then right arm goes in front. Wrap that arm around however deeply you can. Really think about pressing the elbows forward to create space in the back. So I'll say it 3 times out loud while you say it silently to yourself. Remember to inhale first. I'm worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of whatever I desire. So now it's your turn to say it out loud. Remember to inhale first. Slowly unwrap, shake it out, and then we'll bring the hands to the back, whatever position works for you. If you can be in reverse prayer, great. If not, just really pull those elbows back, lift the heart, look up, and say it one more time to yourself. I am worthy of receiving an abundance of anything I desire. Okay, so our next pose is going to be a standing forward fold. If you need support from a chair, you just want to have a wide stance, wider than your hips, and then you can use the back of the chair, and you can, it's a little bit of a twist, so you can use that chair to kind of maybe turn it a little bit, yeah, get it to the side. Because you're going to twist like that. If you can come down lower, then you can twist like that, and if you don't need the chair at all, you'll just hang forward and bring that hand wherever it'll go, and then the top hand can go up in the air, or you can just use it here. So the statement is, I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available to me at all times. So let's get into the pose, however deeply you can get into it. And then I'll say it out loud 3 times while you say it silently to yourself. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. So now you say it out loud while I breathe. Remember to inhale before you speak. And now just walk the hands over to the other side. I'll switch so that I'm facing you. So you're going to bring the opposite hand to that ankle or knee or wherever you are. Just get as deeply into the pose as you can. And I'll say it out loud while you say it silently to yourself. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available to me at all times. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. Now it's your turn to say it out loud. Great, so now just walk your hands back to the center, and then for the last time that we say it, just walk your hands back as far as they'll go. If you're in your chair, just come down as far as you can into the fold. Let the head hang. If you can bring your hands into like a prayer pose, you can do that, and then just say it silently to yourself one more time. Remember to inhale. I easily conceptualize and align with the vast abundance available at all times. Okay, the last pose is a lying down twist. So you want to lie on one side. You can stack the knees, or you can bring this leg on top. This hand can go, or not on top, in front. And then this hand can go here if you'd like. So relax the head down, and then we're just going to take the top arm and like you would on the hands, like as if it were the hands of a clock, the hand of a clock. And you're going to bring it all the way around and twist there. So if you have limited range of motion, you can just sit in a chair and do your twist. So I'm going to start on this side. And the statement is, I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. So get into your pose. It's okay if the arm just floats in the air. If you can't twist as deeply on one side, just let that arm float wherever it will. Once you're into your pose, breathe here, and then I'm going to say it out loud while you say it silently to yourself. So inhale first. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. So now, you say it out loud 3 times. Remember to inhale first. So just come out of the twist. You can rock a little bit on the back, massage the lower back a little bit before you move to the other side. And you can just roll over to the other side, but I'm going to switch so that I can look toward the camera. That hand of the clock just goes along the floor all the way around. So get into your pose. So I'll say it out loud while you say it silently to yourself. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. So now you say it out loud 3 times. Good, so now just come out of the twist, back to the side, then roll onto your back. We're just going to give our knees a little squeeze, hands in prayer position. We'll say it one more time here. I plant the seeds of my desires and allow an abundant bounty to grow naturally. And we'll just finish here in Shavasana. So just extend the legs, let the feet fall open, let them relax open, let the palms face the sky, and then really tuck the shoulder blades up underneath you so that the shoulders can fall all the way back to the floor. So just close your eyes here and breathe. Just allow yourself to sink into the floor a little more with each breath. Notice any parts of your body where you still are holding any tension. And just let those spots go. You can imagine breathing the breath into that spot of tension. Just start at the top of the head and just scan. Notice anywhere that you find tension. Breathe into that spot and let it go. So just keep doing that process as you notice the feeling of the flow of the chi energy. In yoga we call it prana energy. that is now circulating more freely through the body. All of the poses that we've done have opened up the meridians that the energy flows through. So just stay here if you can. Set a timer for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes. And relax. Let the earth support you as you breathe and continue to release any tension that you find in the body. I really encourage you to stay in Shavasana just as long as you can to really experience this feeling of the energy flowing more freely. We've done 8 limit clearing processes, so that's a lot. We've cleared a lot of limits, and you're going to be experiencing the benefits of those for a while as they integrate. You've basically created a new reality for yourself, one that where you believe, your subconscious mind believes more in the abundance than the lack. So just really take the time, take a moment of gratitude to really feel all of the changes that you've made, and a moment of gratitude for taking some time and space for yourself to heal and to level up. So if you want more videos, more level up sessions, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really would love to hear your feedback. Anything that you want to, any kind of constructive criticism about the process, what it's like for you, the parts that are hard, the parts that are easy, whatever you want to share with me, I really encourage you to. You can leave comments. You can also go to the Radiant Living and Learning website and click on the Connect menu item, and there's a Contact Us. You can send an email that way. And also the Radiant Living and Learning Facebook page has a spot where you can send a message. So those are all the different ways that you can send me your feedback. And that's also a way that if you'd like to do a private session where we come up with statements, mantras for you to balance that are more focused on your own individual blocks that you have, your own individual limits and beliefs that you have that are stopping you from creating any kind of goal in your life, or anything in your life that you feel like you've been working on and you've kind of hit a wall. You can use a private session to really specifically hone in on the specific things that you need to change, the specific limits that you need to clear in order to achieve the goals that you're wanting to achieve in life. So I look forward to seeing your comments and feedback, and hope you'll join us next time.